the shame we're in. We the people, storm-torn steeple, cracked stained glass, but the light shines equal. We are not the chains that keep you in. We the people. Yeah, we the people.
Oh, I gotta tell you, it's Wednesday night, and I am so pumped up. I'm so excited. We've come off a crazy week, showing up in Manhattan. My boys were showing up in Brooklyn. I wish I missed that one. I wish I could have been there. Then we showed up in Queens, and I gotta tell you, Finally, I'm seeing people show up. I'm not standing there alone. That people are showing up against anti-Semitism. People are showing up against hate. People are showing up against, racism. It's not just the Jewish community. It's not just the Christian community. Even peaceful Muslims are saying, midnight, you got to help my community. The Zohar Mamdani, he's bringing hatred. We don't believe in what he's doing. We don't believe in the hatred. We don't beat our women. We don't marry off our children. We have assimilated here to the United States of America. We want a better life, and you've got to speak up for us. Midnight, please. We don't know what to do. And then you've got the black community screaming that the anti-Semitism and all the communities also hitting their community, the hatred all around the world. And I have to tell you, we put this platform together and our podcast called We the People because we got rid of all the labels. We don't want to hear about the Democrats or the Republicans or the liberals or the independents or the conservatives or the progressives. All we want to know is, do you have the best interest of the United States of America or you don't? Or do you have the best interest of being a good guy or a bad guy? Have you come here and have you assimilated from wherever you came from? Are you a citizen here in the United States of America, or have you overstated your visa? Are you here illegally? Is it time for you to go? We always implore people, please, if you like it here, you love it here, from where you came from, please deport yourself before you get caught by ICE agents and you get deported by them, because then you won't be allowed here. If you self-deport and you start working on the process of having to come here legally, then there's a possibility that you are going to be able to stay here for the rest of your life. So please, and as we got guys that are showing up every single day and they're backstage, and we're going to bring them on soon enough. But I want to say, first of all, you are streaming live in one of the most incredible patriotic places here on Long Island, the First America Warehouse. If you've not downloaded our app, please download our app at America First Media and Television. You were streaming live on TikTok. Hopefully TikTok will not violate us. So TikTok, we're supporting you. Please support us back as you are part of our podcast here. So you're backstage with us with our followers that want to be here. We're also on Facebook. We're also on Rumble. We're streaming live on YouTube. We're also streaming live on X. But our own home, our own app, you can go and download our own app at America First Media and Television is where our own personal home is, and where we're streaming live. We the People, the podcast with the Midnight. Anyway, we've got a lot of great clips to show you. We've got a lot of things that's going on out here in the world. Obviously, we are doing this on our own accord. None of us, I want to be very clear that the guests that you are seeing coming on today, they are out there every single day spending their own money. Nobody's getting paid, including me. I wish somebody would pay me. But unfortunately, when you're on a conservative movement and you're on the Republican side, the Republicans don't believe that we need to be getting paid, that we should be fighting for our country on our own accord, unlike the Democrats and the liberals who've got budgets upon budgets of billions of dollars that we see coming out of China, that we see coming out of other Democratic parties, that they are getting funded and paid to be out there every single day with the corruption and the collusion, what's going on. Anyway, with no further ado, I want to bring these guys in because we've got about 4 segments coming in. But do me a favor, let's show some love. We're going to bring in the Jewish warrior. We're going to bring in the urban warrior. Not only these guys are fighters, they're also personal friends of mine, and I will protect them like they protect me when I'm out on the streets protecting this country. Can we bring them in right now? What's up, my boys, fellas? Dude, how you guys doing?
Thank God. Thank you for having us on the show, Midnight.
Yeah, no, of course, and I got to tell you, number one, you guys, and we're going to show some clips, but you guys are absolutely beasts. You have no fear. You stand alone. You don't look for a posse. You don't look for a group. I mean, I'm watching videos, urban warriors like, 20, 30 on one, hands up, let's freaking go. Jewish warrior, there's nothing you don't miss. There's nothing you don't protect, whether it's someone that's a white, Christian, black, Jewish, peaceful people that are looking for a better life. What I want to ask you, and let's start Jewish warrior. How did you get this started, and how did you get this going to become this social media guy out there, standing up for humanity and standing up against anti-Semitism?
Oh, that's a good question. So it actually started. It started way before October 7th and what was happening in the Middle East. I actually was on the streets on the days of COVID time, when our government decided to try to segregate and quarantine and force vaccinate our people. As you know, on my social media account X, my account is called Fuck Your Vax, PHUCKYOURVAX. And it used to be the same thing on Instagram with a 1 at the end, but on Instagram, but they suspended that account, unfortunately. So I started by protecting, our people here in this country. And I was also falsely arrested by the NYPD right before COVID time on a really big hemp case that they falsified and threw out paperwork. So right after that, kind of hit me hard, that our government was doing such a thing, and police were able to get away with such corruption in their department. And then all of a sudden, that happened in December. In December, we was dropped, 2019. And then in 2020, we got hit with COVID and the BLM. And I started seeing a pattern of just like, our government going against, the American people, stopping us from going outside. And I just didn't have it. And that's where I created my account on X called Fuck Your Vax. And then I was out actually shutting down PCR tests, shutting down vaccination sites, stopping. And then at the same time, at that time, they also had Drag Queen Story Hour for indoctrinating our kids in the libraries, which was being paid from our tax dollars too. So I was out there protecting those kids too, protecting our citizens, protecting what was going on. And then October 7th happened. And I was already out on the streets on October 8th, and I was kind of like, I was surprised at how organized that these people were. That at October 8th, they were already out by the UN and in Times Square with already made signs, like as if they knew October 7th was going to happen, as if they knew something that we didn't know. So that's the way I started. And on October 8th. I went to the UN with my brother, and I saw so many people protesting against Israel, and Israel didn't even fire one bullet yet. And that got me started. That got me thinking, like, what happened to the America that I grew up in the 80s, where, the neighborhoods would have all came out, as you saw what happened yesterday, on Monday in Brooklyn. That would have never flown in the 80s. The neighborhood would have all came out, and these guys would have just got, demolished. They would have never even been able to get down the block. And I'm sure you I don't know where Ross grew up, if he grew up in New York. How New York used to be. That wouldn't fly. So this is what started my activism. And this is, how I became who I am. I mean, actually, when I was younger, I also, grew up in a tough environment. So what what other than be in a tough environment and continue by helping Jewish people, American people, and as you see in my videos, Christians, whoever gets attacked by these keffiyeh wearing terrorists in America. I stand for those people that are being victimized. Am I the strongest person in the world? No, but I'm definitely not the weakest person in the world. And I'm definitely going to, stand up for my fellow citizens in America.
That's why I brought you guys on here, because I think this is just the beginning of what's going on. And I am so pumped up and so excited to have you guys here, because this is the start of the movement. And I think that what I'm watching here with Bruce Blakeman coming down the pipe, he's getting traction. And again, we'll show all this stuff, and to watch you guys and to get to know the both of you, to be out there, a unity. It's just been absolutely amazing. But I got to tell you, during COVID, I wish that you and I were friends, man, because my brain shit right out my asshole. And I was sitting there in New York City in a little apartment. I don't know what to do, where to go, and I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I was like, I went through a depression. I went through like, what am I even doing in this world anymore? I don't want to be here. I can't talk. I'm out the streets. Stop banging your fucking pans. I'm down here. I'm alive. I'm okay. Someone come out. But listen, we're going to go to commercial break in about 10 seconds. When we come back, we're going to grab on the Urban Warrior, and I'm going to show a couple of clips of him going head-to-head with Antifa, and then we're going to hear back from him exactly what's going on. Midnight, I'm out. Woo!
Most people think they have options when searching for the best deals when they travel. But here's the shocking truth. 100% of the major travel agencies are owned by just two entities, Expedia and Booking Holdings. They claim to offer the lowest rates, but due to the hotel rate parity agreement, they all have the same pricing, limiting genuine competition. When you book through these sites, you act as your own travel agent, but the profits are going to organizations that don't support our patriot values. We cannot allow that to continue. So, we decided to make travel great again by starting a US-based travel membership platform, mypatriottravel.com. We are patriots helping patriots. Together, we can disrupt the travel industry by not spending our hard-earned dollars supporting the radical left. For just $29.99 per month, you gain access to true wholesale rates on travel, saving you on average 35% and up to 65%. Book as often as you like, with no limits. Keep your hard-earned dollars in your pocket and spend them on things you need and want to support. Go to mypatriottravel.com/TAFW and grab your membership today. mypatriottravel.com/TAFW, making travel great again.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
I'm sure you guys remember the platinum single, Justice for All, with Donald Trump and the J6 Prison Choir. Well, get ready for round two. We're coming out with Anthem of the Free with High Res and the J6 Prison Choir. It's coming out now. It's pre-sale until December 19th when it drops. Get yours on all platforms, Google Play, Apple iTunes. Get it. It's going to be hot.
Justice for all, our voices ring. The anthem of the free.
It's me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
welcome back to our podcast, We the People. And again, I want to remind everybody that we really, even though we are conservative creators, even though that we support the President of the United States of America, we are not Republicans first. We are Americans first. We get rid of the labels, the Republicans, the Democrats, liberals, independents. We are patriots of the United States of America. We Americans first. And I got to tell you, and I'm so excited right now. Our other guest on here, the Urban Warrior, and again, let's just start off and tell who are you? Where did Urban Warrior come from? How did you create this character, and what does it stand for?
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Just touching on something you just said, I'm actually an independent. I've been an independent voter my entire life. In fact, I voted Democrat much of my life, but obviously things have changed over the past few years, and I just really can't stand with most of that party. There are a few sane people like John Fetterman that I still support, and a couple of Dems. But you're right; it's really a problem. We have to stand behind the common sense party right now and the common sense leader. No matter, even if you're a Democrat, you have to be common sense. But, anyways, I really spent. I was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. So I grew up a Jew who grew up wrestling and playing football and contact sports amongst, not many Jews, so it was a really interesting experience. I've always been a proud Jew, a Zionist, but I'm an American as well. I mean, I grew up in a family of Holocaust survivors. My grandparents were Holocaust survivors. My mother was born in a DP camp. They came to this country legally. They waited 4.5 years for their papers to get into this country legally. My grandfather built a home and a family, and was an engineer, and he was a proud American. He was so excited to be here as an American. So I really grew up in a family and in a community, not just Jews. I had most of my close friends were Italian, they were Irish, they were Greek, Catholic. So I grew up with really in a very multicultural Midwest. Everyone, you had to fight. You couldn't be a pussy, right? And so, but if you at least stood up for yourself, you got the respect, and you had the boys of other groups protecting you. So it was always nice. Came to New York in the mid '90s, and to Ronan's point, what's going on with the police, under the Giuliani administration. I mean, I'm at these things. I can't believe I'm watching these scumbags put their hands on the cops, and the cops aren't arresting them. I mean, I'm seeing punches thrown. I'm seeing kicks, spits, all sorts of crazy shit. I mean, this never would have been tolerated in the '90s. Never.
Crazy. Actually, you know what? Let's play asset one. I want to show. We got a bunch of assets. Let's show asset one of real life. What's going on?
Yeah, so that happened a little later in the night. I'm guessing this was around 9:30.
Yeah, it was close to. It was just after nightfall. I was actually right behind that person who was taking the video.
So they're arresting. I assume that's an Antifa person that they're arresting there.
It's a mix. It's very hard to tell. I mean, look, one thing that I realized is that all of these groups are converging. Antifa, BLM, Occupy Wall Street, with the pro-Pali, the Within Our Lifetimes, the Cooney for Palestine, the People's Forum. So you've got these Islamo-Marxist, DSA, Antifa, just ill-affected people, mentally ill people who, are coming onto this bandwagon from camaraderie, for belonging to something. I don't know. They don't have a job, but whatever it is, this mob mentality is growing. So look, these people came here to fight. You know what I mean? They say it's because they're opposing a land sale, and the propaganda around that is really disgusting, especially from the city council members. But most of them they're coming completely wrapped up, dressed like terrorists, and they're coming to fight. And because you could see in many instances, even though you could see me scrapping and getting ready to fight with some of them and defending, I really try to have conversations with them. And, it quickly devolves every single time. Either they don't talk to a Zionist, shut up, you're a baby, we don't listen to your lies, blah, blah, blah. Or it just goes right to they get in my face. And the funny thing is, and I'm a big guy, and I really don't go there looking like I really try to avoid a fight. I mean, I'm not looking to hurt somebody, but they get in my face. and it's amazing, 2-3 at a time, and then I push back, and then they cry victim. They call me a bully.
Well, you know, the scariest thing that I'm seeing, and I got to tell you, and I witnessed it with my own eyes with Ronan, with the Jewish warrior, when we were on the streets, is that they are indoctrinating our children. We showed up with Hassan Piker was supposed to be speaking. He didn't show up to speak, but all the children that were coming to see him, blonde hair, blue eyes, white skin. I mean, these are all our American kids. And at the one point, I want to know where their parents. And the parents cannot know, because if that was my son there, oh man, I'd fucking whip his ass. You know the reason I believe. Go ahead, Ronan.
No, I do think that their parents know exactly what they're doing, because I believe it stems down from where the parents are. I mean, at least. You know, that's what I believe, because, well, what type of parent doesn't know what their child is doing? And you know, Ross and I, we've been on the streets for so long. We don't even have to, you know, we know what these people look like, with the way they walk, the way they talk, the sneakers, the clothes, their actions, their shoulders, the way they are. They can't hide anymore.
So I'm going to give you a confession, actually, because the truth is, as passionate and as connected as I am, I'm former executive director of Beitar. I've been involved in this stuff for a while. My daughter graduated from high school in New York City last year, from a public high school, and I won't say which one. And I knew, there was a lot, like many of the schools in New York, they're very indoctrinated with this very progressive kind of DSI thinking, anti-apartheid, anti-Israel agenda. But I'll be honest with you, I didn't really understand how deep it was and how serious it was until her graduation, when her salutatorian and vice principal and one other person in their speeches mentioned the genocide. They started talking about climate change issues and what they learned about climate change and getting involved in government and civic action. When I was hearing about them going to Albany in these field trips, what I didn't understand is really what they were really going there. Even though I asked some questions, they're very nefarious about it. And it really wasn't until graduation I'm like, oh my God, the vice principal, the leaders in the school, they're all part of this narrative, this cognitive war that we're facing with our kids. So I can tell you it's happening right under our nose. My son graduated from a public school in New York City. Now he just graduated from the University of Pittsburgh 2 weeks ago, and and there he was attacked. He was Students for Justice in Palestine came after, because they found out who I was, and very active Zionist involved with Beitar. They came after him hard.
Crazy.
Fortunately, he deflected it, but
crazy. Let's go to asset number 2. I want to show you what else. I mean, I can show you this shit all day. Watch our boy go at this.
Oh, yeah, there I am. Yeah, that was crazy.
The funniest thing about these videos that you're showing is that they, if you notice, they only show the clip with Ross protecting himself or defending himself with Raul. You can see in the video. You don't see them. You don't see the before video where they're attacking Ross and just doing what he's doing or being what he's doing.
You're right. I mean, what's so crazy? So, like, if you go onto my Urban Warrior channel, I put actually part of the beginning of what happened. Raul and I were actually coming down the sidewalk. They were marching, and I noticed there were small groups splintering off from the street into the sidewalk. And where we were standing, there was all kids and elderly people kind of milling about and just. And these thugs kept on coming and screaming. So Raul and I stepped up and said, get away, go, we were trying to push them away from the crowd. And next thing you know, 3 or 4 of them kept on coming at us. And Raul was more, at that point, I have to give him props. I mean, he stepped up and kind of was like, back up. And next thing I know, 3 of them jumped onto him. So I had if you'll see him, you'll see, because I had to drop my camera.
Right.
And I had to get one of them off of him. And then then he pulled out pepper spray. We pushed them back. And then they came back at us again. So yeah, they didn't show. I mean, these guys were provoking. I mean, and they weren't. And again, I have to be careful because I'm not looking to incite. So I'm always hands up. I'm like, please back up. I will defend myself.
And where is Zohran Mamdani in all of this?
He's sitting back with popcorn, celebrating and cheering. This is a victory for him. I mean, this is another victory. And it's not just him. There's too much attention on him. I got to tell you, Midnight, we got to start calling out the Shiases, the Shahana Hanifs, the Alexa Alvarez, all of these city council members. They're the ones who are actually not, they are fomenting this and at the local, and when I say local, in their specific districts. You know, and the borough president of Brooklyn, did you see his comments? I mean, disgusting.
I mean, is it, guys, we have an answer for this? Can we beat this? Is this too far gone?
Well, we got to keep. I mean, I don't know what the future is, but we can't stop. That's for sure.
We definitely can't stop. I think we really need like a reset in the government. I think we need people with higher power than, you know, Zoran Mandani and Governor Hochul. We need you know, President Trump to come and do something about it. We see the downfall of New York. We've been seeing the downfall of New York under the Democratic Socialist Party that we've in the last, I would say, 12 years, even more. You know, Bloomberg started this, and we're just seeing we're just seeing New York go to shreds. I don't recognize it from when I grew up. And like Ross said, we had a diverse people growing up with. We grew up with all different races and colors. We didn't have any of this racism stuff. I mean, you could call each other any derogatory names, and it was just more like a greeting because we didn't take any offense to it. Is New York City far gone? I do believe that I think we're going downhill real quick. I think that it's going to be very hard to get rid of these congresswomen, you know, councilwomen, and, you know, Zoran Mandani. I think we definitely need power. You know, we need a lot of help from higher ups, from people that have more power than.
People also have to go out and vote. I mean, unfortunately, you know, about 20% of the registered voters in New York City actually voted, right? So we have such apathy.
That's true too.
We have complete apathy. We have policy illiteracy.
Listen, hold your thought right there. We're going to go to commercial break. We got 5 seconds left, and then we're going to come back. We'll touch more on this. Woo!
250 years ago, a nation was born. Built on courage, driven by freedom, defined by patriots who stood their ground. Today, we don't just remember that legacy, we wear it. This is more than a shirt. It's a symbol of strength, freedom, and pride. I'm Steve Stern, COO of theflagshirt.com, and I invite you to celebrate 250 years of the United States with us. Wear your pride, stand for something, get your shirts today.
Politics feeling broken? What if you could match with politicians the way you match on a dating app, but based on real values? Meet OpScore from GoUSA, the first ever values-based political matchmaker. Think Match.com for elections that aligns voters with politicians. We score politicians on a nonpartisan scale based on your priorities. Track your politician scores and take our OpScore Challenge survey to match with leaders who align with you at opscore.org. Stop voting blind. Start matching smart. Politicians work for you.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
Corporate transfer, fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
If the vote count is accurate, then how come the number of voters is different? And if it's not accurate, then why was it certified? We are suing Letitia James and the New York State Board of Elections for a conspiracy against fundamental rights. This is not about who won. It's not about what party. It's about the fact that they don't care about your rights.
It's me, Joe the Box. And I'm John the Blanket with the America First Podcast.
That's what I'm talking about. The Fred Rubino Podcast coming to you from the America First Warehouse.
Welcome, everybody, to the James Justice Show, tearing these airwaves apart with all the craziness that goes on in the world.
Welcome to the Patriots Podcast. Good evening, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the On the Right Side podcast here at the America First Warehouse in Long Island, New York.
Shane Jenkins here with another episode of Liberty's Cage. Hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, Red, Right, and True.
We are streaming live on America First Media and Television app.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Downey Jr. podcast. Be free, stay free.
The America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
We left off, talking about what's happening out here with, and I thought it was important, these guys that are with me right now, because something's leading up until Friday and there's a big one coming down the pipe. And it's like, at what point is it just going to be us three? Or four or five, or, when is this country going to wake up and say the enemy has been let into this country? I always say my favorite line is saying that a vampire can't come into your home unless he's invited. And these Democrats and liberals and these open border policies, the failed policies from the Joe Biden, the Kamala Harris administration, a lot of bad people, unfortunately, were let into this country. Let's go again. Let's get to the next asset. I think it's asset 3 or 4? I think asset 3. Let's show you some more of this stuff. And you're going to see moms and dads with their children in their homes saying, what the hell just invaded my... Watch the side homes.
So, what was so sickening about this was like pictures like this. I mean, it was like if you were flying above this thing, right, and you didn't know the politics or the details, you would think it's just a block party, right? If you didn't know what was actually going on. It just looked like but when you're on the street level, it was so disgusting. And the police were allowing this. It was just, I mean, imagine if we went to their neighborhoods with this.
I mean, you can't make this up. You can't believe this is New York City. You cannot believe that you think that this is somewhere thousands and thousands of miles away.
Well, I can tell you this. Some good news is since that happened and over the past 2 days, I've had a number of non-Jewish friends, like people from like old school Italians from Staten Island reach out to me, from Brooklyn, saying, hey man, I really we need to help you. This is getting out of control. You're my brother. And really in the past week, I've been a lot of people coming out of the woodwork who want to join us and join us in the streets and send us some money for some of these projects, or, it's been really amazing.
That's great. And that's what we need.
I would love to see some of these old Italian guys come back out on the street. Those are the guys I was telling you that we grew up in the 80s, that this would definitely not fly in this neighborhood. It would, especially in Manhattan, Little Italy, and, in the meatpacking district and stuff like that. Oh my God, it would, I don't want to say what would happen because I don't want us to get thrown off, but we definitely, let me pull my camera this way. It definitely wouldn't fly with them.
So look, and you mentioned something coming up. I mean, this Friday, there's two things happening. There's the celebration of Yom Yerushalayim, where in 1967, where Israel won in that war, they retook Jerusalem after thousands of years, and they also took back Judea and Samaria, which is what they call the West Bank, that contested area. So this Friday is the annual celebration. Also, at the same time, these local jihadis in America and in New York in particular are celebrating what they call the Nakba and that bullshit BS narrative. And they're going to be holding a number of events. So I'm developing some ideas as a new form of counter protest to show up loud and proud, to celebrate, our history, our story, right? And because the truth of the day is, as they're out marching and screaming, we're still holding the high ground, right? Israel's only getting stronger. America, is finally waking up, and we're not going to put up with this. And as Ronan said, we do need to push back politically. We do need to educate more people, get them out to vote, right? Understand what's going on at the city. Like, there's way too much. I mean, it's important to talk about like the presidential race and some of the, but we really need to pay attention at the city council. I've been saying this for years. We are rotting it from the core. We're rotting from the city and state level. There is no doubt there are issues at the federal level. Right. And as I said, I've been an independent my whole life. But I voted for Trump. This time I just was like, there's just no way I could vote for anybody else. But we really need to pay attention, because the truth is the Democrats and this insane DSA movement controls our biggest markets, the biggest cities in the country, and all of our city councils.
I have a question for both of you, and all three of us are Jewish, right? I believe. And so is the Jewish community, do they get the award for putting Zohran Mamdani into that mayor position?
No, I think that's a lot. I think
don't know.
I think there were a percentage of Jews in New York who clearly idiots. You know, Jews, Jewish voice for peace, anti-Zion. Certainly, there were. You know, that has existed throughout time, right? That's not a new phenomenon. But I really think that the bigger problem is the Jewish community that doesn't support him also didn't show up to vote. I'll be honest with you. Many of my friends who were, you know, before were like, yeah, I hope this guy can't win, but they didn't end up voting.
Ronan, do they know the importance of showing up in November to vote now? I mean, to me, a vote for Bruce Blakeman is a ending to Zohran Mamdani's political career. It will also end Kathy Hochul's political career. It will also end the allegiance to the Quran. It will also end Sharia law aspirations into all of our homes. At least I think. Unless the wool has been pulled over my eyes, but I gotta assume that Bruce Blakeman's going to be a much better option than Kathy Hochul going forward.
Well, Kathy Hochul is just a horror show. She's literally like the wicked witch of the East, is not the West. And she's playing right into the DSA's hands. And you were saying about the Jewish votes. I don't believe that it's just the Jewish votes that are having a problem. I think just New York in general. If you looked at the last election from the mayoral race, it was only a little over 2 million people voting when we have, I believe, 5 or 6 million registered voters.
It was less than that.
What's that?
It was less than that. Yeah.
I think Zohran Mamdani got 1 million votes. Correct?
Yeah.
He got a little over 1 million votes. Correct. Cuomo got about 800,000,
right.
And
right. So my question is, all the people that didn't vote, the complacent ones, who would would Zohran Mamdani just blew the thing out of the water, or would he have lost if everybody showed up?
I think he would have lost. I think he would have lost if more people showed up.
And now
I believe also. I believe that if everybody got out and voted, I think he would have lost. I just think that I think people are just tired of the voting system, and they saw what was going on with Joe Biden presidential election, and people voting from the graveyards, and you had ballot mules and stuff like that. You saw what was going on, so I think people are just tired of voting. They don't trust the voting system no more. So
let's go to the next asset. I want to show some more of this. I love showing this stuff.
Yeah, that was my video. I was right there. I was videotaping that.
Who was that big guy?
He's actually somebody new. I haven't seen him on the protests. He either never came out before. Or this is his first time came out, and then he was arguing. He was arguing with a Jewish guy. I forgot what it was about. I'd have to look on the video. And something happened between, he said something, and the Jewish guy said something about his mother, and he said something about his mother, and then the big guy just flipped out and wanted to start fighting.
The guy in the video, the black gentleman that was screaming and yelling, was he on one side or the other?
He was on the pro-Gaza side.
He was on the pro-Gaza side. Okay.
Pro Hamas.
So it's pro Hamas, pro Gaza, and it's starting to overflow into other.
Sorry, I don't want to say the words just so he doesn't get kicked off of the thing. So I say pro Gaza. You know what I'm talking about.
No, I got you. But it's now flowing into other communities. Not just agitators, Antifa, or whatever you want to call it. Other people are getting involved now with this whole thing, right? And then you see all this. Now it's going to get, and at the end of the day, if that guy actually knew that they didn't care about his community, he would be standing on that side.
So you know what? To that point, let me tell you something that's happened to me at least half a dozen times in Manhattan. Every time after like a where I carry my big flag, and after it ends and I'm walking by myself and I'm carrying that flag, anytime I'm near Herald Square, Grand Central, or Penn Station, or 42nd Street, I can't tell you how many brothers are harassing me, starting fight there, and I don't even think they know anything if you put a map in front of them, but for whatever reason, they see that big Jewish star, or if I wear my Jewish star on my hat, I can't believe how many of them start shit with me. And my immediate response, I'm like, do you know anything about this? And then I realize they don't know shit, but they just know I'm somebody to fuck with.
You know, again, I say I want to show you now, and it's not just anti-Semitism. I want to show you what Zohran Mamdani is doing to the city. He's going after taxes. He's going to bury everybody, every millionaire. Show the next one of this clip of this woman talking about the real estate investments with Zohran Mamdani.
If Mamdani's estate tax proposal passes, it will destroy New York City. Mamdani's tax proposal is extremely dangerous. I'm talking about his estate tax proposal. What he's proposing to do, as many of you have heard, is to decrease the estate tax exemption in New York State, which is currently $7,350,000 per person. He's proposing to decrease that to $750,000. Now, currently, the New York State estate tax is also capped at around 16%, and he's proposing to increase that to 50%. So just to give you an idea of what that would look like, any New Yorker who owns a condo, a primary residence, even a co-op or two, their wealth is already around the $750,000 and up. And we're not talking about wealthy individuals. We're talking about people who work their whole lives to amass enough to buy a primary residence and provide for their children. If his proposal passes, what that means is instead of inheriting that wealth, the kids are going to have to, in most instances, sell the property to cough up the 50% estate tax that would be due. It's insane just to think about the numbers.
Any voter whatsoever.
I mean, sick.
Again, take the food home.
I hear another video going on or something. There's another voice going on. I don't know what that noise is in the background.
If you want the pasta, maybe we can put it in some cups.
Can you guys hear me upstairs? Something's playing. Thanks. I mean, it looks like to me his plan is I am going to bury New York City, whether anybody likes it or not, and I've got the control, the power to do it, and I'm laughing at all of you while I'm making all these silly decisions while you guys are accepting it.
No, that's exactly what he's doing. He's trying to get rid of people to get out of New York City, to have people move from this place and bring in the people that he wants. I believe if you're on the streets, you know what a true.
Hey, Ron, hold your thoughts on that. We're gonna hit commercial break, and then we'll touch on that. When we get back. And I also
Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
The America First Ultra MAGA Store. For all your MAGA needs. We sell t-shirts, tumblers, flags, hats, sneakers, bumper stickers, and a whole lot more. The most patriotic America First retail store. The America First Ultra MAGA Store.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
Corporate transfer. Fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
America First Warehouse
was really the most patriotic venue that you can ever imagine. We wanted to build something for people to be able to come to and feel so comfortable and so relaxed, because there is nothing out there like it. We give an opportunity for people to really feel good about themselves and about this great country.
Concentrating on soccer now, on the World Cup that's coming in.
Are we live yet? All right, let's just show, before we bring Joe the Box in, let's just show Bruce Blakeman his answer to Zohran Mamdani, the last asset.
When I become governor, day one, we will no longer be a sanctuary state.
But what about New York City? 'Cause they have their own rules.
Well, New York City would not be a sanctuary city if we're not a sanctuary state, because we won't fund that. We won't support it. I don't want to support people with New Yorkers' money that have been here for 15 minutes. They came here illegally. They're getting free housing. They're getting free food. They're getting free transportation, free cell phones. That will stop on day one. I'm going to spend money on New Yorkers.
All right, listen, what we're going to do is right now, we're going to go on location right now. Our CEO, Joe the Box, is down there. Let's bring Joe in, and let's see what's going on down there. Are we going to win? Are we going to win, or what's going on, Joey? Where are you?
I'm going to unmute. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. What's up, pal?
All right, my friend. I am here down in Queens, and we are for Phil Grillo and for Greg Hack. We're at the it's the veterans, Catholic veterans and auxiliary. They are really trying to bring the right to life to the front lines. But I will tell you, between the Catholic community and the Jewish community, this New York City mayor is out of control, bro. Out of control. I don't think he cares one bit for the people.
Yeah, that's what, then that's what, who we got here. The guys that are here with me now, the Jewish warrior, the urban warrior, they're at every protest, Palestinian supporters, agitators to help and support the community for humanity. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from, is that if you're on the good side of humanity. These guys are showing up every single protest to try to put this to a stop.
It's just a wonderful time in the city. You know what I mean? That's how it is in the city. They got all kinds of, I can't keep up with it. Where are you guys? There you are. I got to get my head right.
So where who are you with right now? Where are you by yourself, or where's the guys?
No, I got the vans. So we're outside the front. I don't know if you can see the vans there, right? So we're in front of the American Legion Hall, and we're meeting with, candidates, America First candidates, people that love the country. And then are getting abused here in New York City. Everybody's really tired of it. I'm telling you right now.
Hey Joe, you got a question for these guys? I mean, you got the Jewish warrior, the urban warrior. They are so patriotic, loves this country. They're bleeding red, white, and blue for us every single day. They're on the boots on the ground, fighting for us every single day for this country.
I am just blown away by how the Jewish community is really. They're just knocking us left and right. Where is this hatred coming from, and how can we stop this from going down? It's disgusting and disgraceful, this Muslim community, what they're doing.
I think I appreciate that. I think it's the Muslims, it's the DSA, and I've been saying the mayor's out of control, but in my opinion, it's the city council that's giving him a lot of power. We need to go after all of the city council members that are supporting this insanity, that are not defending the Jewish community, that are not speaking up and doing the right thing at this point. And it's just a lack of common sense. Ina Vernikov, even Eric Dinowitz, who, is coming more to, is really much more center now, and Vicky Palladino. But we need to be calling out the Chiases, the Shahana Hanis, Alexa Alvarez. All of these people are corrupt.
Now, how do these people get into office, man? That's what gets me. How do they get? Are they really getting elected? Because the Jewish community can't. I thought we control almost half the population.
We haven't been paying attention. People aren't showing up to vote. This has been going on for years, and we've been asleep at the wheel. Honestly, we haven't been paying attention to who's managing our city government. And I think Zohran is clearly the big shiny light on it. But we really need to pay attention to who it's the city council that we really need to get involved with and understand who they are.
pretty much.
I'm in Vicky Palladino area. She's on the front lines for the right to life. I know that, and really for the America First movement and stuff. But we're on the legislature's side because it really starts on the local side where we gotta really fight for these people, and that's where I'm at. I mean, if you love this country the way I do and have respect for the law, I mean, those are the people I'm going to help. That's why I'm here on a Wednesday night at 9:00. You know, but I can tell you what, I'm not going to the city to be catching any bombs from anybody like, midnight.
Hey, Joe, when are we having the Wednesday? When are we having the birthday celebration for Rudy Giuliani in the warehouse here?
You know that's a done deal, midnight. Come on.
I know. No, man. What's the date?
May 30th.
May 30th. Rudy, how old is he going to be?
He'll be 82.
And by the good grace of
My
God,
cameraman sucks, by the way.
by the good grace of God, Rudy Giuliani, man, they were giving him his last rites, and he popped out of it by a miracle. He's alive.
He walked down the stairs to heaven. He said he was halfway up. He said, I decided to turn around. I got a lot of work to do.
Maybe he should come back to be the mayor again. It was the best time the city ever had.
You better believe it.
Let me tell you something. If I become the mayor of New York City, the first thing I do is I reopen up Studio 54, baby. Let's go. Let's bring New York back to the mecca of partying and celebrating and smiling, happiness. Let's freaking go. We're going to get our wife beaters back on. We're going to be hanging out on our porches. We're going to be talking to our Goombas. You know, little Johnny over there, his dad's going to go take care of the garbage disposal company. They might have taken a couple of people out, but at least our cities and streets were safe.
That's for sure. We protected each other. That's the thing. People don't even realize how much we protected each other back in the days. How the neighborhoods were so united. And even though like you had all these different gangs or different avenues and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, even though they fought each other, at the end of the day, they still protected those neighborhoods. And then if there was any threat to whatever, all those people got together. And everybody stuck together. It was just amazing times. Like I said before, you can't recognize New York City anymore if you grew up over here. It's not the same. It's not the people. And like Ross mentioned too, our corrupted government in New York City, in the States. Alexa Alvarez, the Chi also. I mean, these people are literally fighting, not only destroying New York City, but they're also fighting with people like Ross and me. When they see us on the streets, they start calling us names, and they start, and they're taking advantage of their that they're federally protected to come at people like me and Ross and start acting like a bunch of crazy idiots. And they do also their political stunts, like you saw Chi get arrested, and for all these different things. These are all political stunts. The more they do these political theatricals, the more that their followers love them more. So, oh my God, what are you doing? What are you doing? You put yourself in a position where you're getting arrested, take accountability, but they don't take accountability. They weaponize that.
Crazy.
Yeah. And you should pay attention. The mayor just balanced the budget. He's patting himself on the back, and they took $40-some million and they're giving it to the Office to Combat Anti-Semitism, led by a woman who's not come out and made a single statement about anything in the last 2 months. It's such a scam because that money is going to go into his personal friends, NGOs.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt about it. But I will tell you, though, there's no way that this can continue to go. The evil is so bad that it's so obvious, and we, the people, are sick of it. We listened to all the lies. All the lies came out. But you know what the problem is now? Now you're stealing from me, and I don't like it.
Well, that's what I say. Well, that's what I say is that, we are the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, and the Marines. We're the DEA, FBI, CIA, and we are motherfucking ICE. And if we ever want to go pound for pound and you want to match us, we really could show up. If we, the people, showed up and they really truly had enough, we're showing up with millions compared to their little 200 or 300 people. That's where I'm at. And we got to shake up and wake up America. I think we're going down the right path. I think we're starting to wake up. I always said, be careful what you ask for. You might just get it and never wake up a sleeping giant. And I think that's what's coming down the pipe, boys. And you guys are on the front lines, and I'm so proud of every single one of you.
Thank you. I'm just I hope that, the people that are listening in, if you want to join us, if you want to come out and you want to join me, Ross, the Midnight, you guys want to come and stand up for this country, please get in touch with us. We need so many boots on the ground. This country needs you. It's not just about, Jewish Israel. It's about literally about America. People don't realize that America is the country that's going to suffer if something happens to Israel as well. Because Israel is the strong point in the Middle East, and America is a strong point in the world. And if these two countries fall, it's going to be a very bad domino effect.
So before I forget, Jewish Warrior, where can people find you?
Jewish Warrior NYC1 on Instagram, and PHUCKYOURVAX on X.
And Urban Warrior, where can they find you?
You can find me at the Urban Warrior on Instagram, 18 Urban Warrior on X, and also this Friday, 4 p.m., Washington Square Park. We are going to be having a Yom Yerushalayim celebration, and we're going to contrast the Nakba stupidity that they're going to be promoting. So Jews, non-Jews show up. We're going to sing. We're going to dance. We're going to get ready for Shabbat. We're going to celebrate the reclamation of Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria. We're going to educate people.
Say shalom aleinu, Yaakov Yisrael. Joe the Box, the most patriot manly. You look like you're jumping through the camera with the American flag.
Jewish friend over here. Right? We all believe in God.
Who's that? Who's that?
Kochman, my Jewish buddy.
Listen, man, you guys be safe out there. And don't stop fighting, Joe. We love everything you do. Thank you for supporting this platform. Thank you for all the podcasts. We've got 15, 20 shows going on here. We've got the most patriotic warehouse because of you. You don't stop fighting, Joe. I got to tell you, and as much as I think I love this country, I think you might beat me, man. I got to tell you, you might love it more than I do. And it's unbelievable how much you put into this.
You and me are going to be good friends midnight, but I got to be in bed by 9:30.
All right, boys. Listen, we're about 20 seconds left to the end of this podcast. The Jewish Warrior, Urban Warrior, Joe the Box, the Midnight Friday. We're gonna show up and we're gonna show Antifa and everybody else that hates people that there's no place for you on this planet and on this earth. God bless you. God bless your families. God bless our president, and God bless the United States of America. Woo!
For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free and be America first warehouse, where our hearts will always be. America first warehouse, a beacon for all to see.